Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of F2 to F1 World Champ. Today we are in Catalonia for the Spanish Grand Prix. We're here for one-shot qualifying. As you know, I do my my practice fun thing, so you guys don't have to see it. But we are here back in the ART car. And as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, we have some good and we have some bad today. Luckily, the good is in the first race, so we can get into it. Before we start one-shot qualifying, I would like you guys to subscribe because more than half of you are not subscribed. So it would mean the world for me for you to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subs by the end of the year, and the only way for me to do that is by you helping me. And I will continue to supply content as long as you subscribe to the channel and like the videos. So this track usually is good for the player. Even though it is a very dull track in real life, it is a very decent track in the game for our players. At the moment, we are projected to go first. We do go off Purple Sector 1. No complaints with how the qualifying went for us. Very tidy. It's really what we wanted. For qualifying, we're still technically projected first. We don't know. We don't. We start high, which is what we want. And as you can tell, there's another one of the AIs coming around the corner there. We do go again, Purple Sector 2, but we don't really go as well out the corner as I wanted to. And we come a bit slower for this next corner as well because we're going to run a bit too much on the inside. Perfectly run on that line. And again, we brake perfectly for one of the last corners. We brake again, but we brake a bit too much and we lose a bit of speed coming out of the second to last corner. And we technically are now projected second. And Antoine Hubert, who actually passed away last year in Belgium, will take our pole. We'll take pole position away from us, and we get second here in Barcelona, which is good for us. Usually, we don't really get off high positions. We're not the best qualifier.
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Hubert, Iceman and Jack Aitken. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the feature race tomorrow, so make sure...
So our teammate starts out 16th, and Ragunathan and Calderon, the two slowest people ever in F2 history, start from the bottom. So we're going to get straight into the feature race. And here we go.
Welcome to the circuit to Barcelona, Catalonia. This circuit has seen some exciting racing over the last quarter century. The question is, which of the young drivers below will be the next to write a chapter of that illustrious history? Here's the venue we'll be racing at, known to the teams, well known to the drivers. Many will have raced here as teenagers. We've got 16 turns, the elevation of 30 meters, and some famous moments down through the years. In commentary, I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined once again by 2012 GP2 champion Davide Valsecchi. Davide, I imagine you've been around this track countless times by now. Any tips for the drivers out there today?
Yeah, you're right. This is a track that has been in rotation for both Formula 1 and Formula 2 for years now. My advice is to watch your tires management. The track is a bumpy surface that can be very demanding on drivers and tires. Play it safe most of the way around, then look at the long straight into turn 1 for overtake opportunities.
As the engineers make their last inspection of the cars, let's take a look at today's grid order for the race. Antoine Hubert has a good view of turn 1 from his pole position slot, and Iceman completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Aitken, King, Nobuharu Matsushita, and Schumacher, Boccalacci, Correa, Ilott, Giuliano Alesi, Sete Camara, Latifi, Luca Ghiotto, and Joe, Delatraz, Mazepin, Galeo, and Ralph Boschon. Calderon, Mahavir Raghunathan starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So, you know, be in the building. We're back again. Starting second. Now, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lights out and away we go here in the Spanish GP. We get off at a decent start, but Hubert starts pulling away straight off the start. We've got Aitken coming up our side. We decide to go down the inside, which is a good line for usually starting off. Obviously, you've seen Fernando Alonso, and obviously this year Lance Stroll's gone down the inside, and now we have decided to go down the inside in front of Hubert. We almost spin out, which is lucky for us because I've held it well. We go around this third quarter here very nicely, very tidy. We've started to put away half-second gap on Hubert and King. We have done a great job to go around the first sector with the purple sector 1. This is 9 laps. I've had a bit of difficulty playing this because for some reason I've had to edit out sometimes, not really flashbacks, but more of my controller just not working. I was holding my pad just not working. I was full accelerator and my car has just decided to pull over, which is fine, but I'm gonna restart that. Like, unless I'm getting into a crash or I'm finishing last, I don't care. I'm going to finish the race, except if I actually do end up in a crash or I do spin out like 8 times or whatever, like I did in Baku last episode if you saw that. It is now up to 1 second, now 8 tenths, 6 tenths now, 6.5 tenths. But we do go down the first lap, we do get the fastest lap of the race with a 1:37 dead. Pulling away nicely again. It's not even that late, and I'm yawning again, like I do every episode because I'm speaking too freaking much. Now coming through the second lap, we do start to pull away. This is still on the same difficulty as it was yesterday. I just skip a corner there because I recording. Reset. 1.2 seconds now, but I know the gap will be shortened by around lap 5, where it does come down to about 4 tenths. I do start running a tad wide because my controller just wasn't reacting to how I was trying to drive the car, which is usually a normal thing. A lot of editing has been into this. It took me 5 hours to edit. Actually no, it would have taken me more than that because, yeah, it's taken me a couple days to edit this. Because I've had to like match it all up and download it all, and yeah, because what I do is I record mine. You can go onto your console, and instead of just recording what happened, you press start recording and it starts recording in advance. But now it comes down to 3 tenths. Still 3 tenths, now 2.5 tenths, but here we go. Hubert he's quicker down this straight. He does take the fastest lap off us. He does. We do fight him down the outside. We go down the outside because we want to give him the room and we don't want to be a bit of a knobhead, but we do brake late, which is nice for us. And we take back first place. We take back our first place. So what I do is I go into an export and I press start record, and every time it tells me your capture has been recorded, I'll restart it and go from there. So it'll be like 10-minute recordings, and I'll have to edit them and break them apart and whatever. I do this all on my phone. Why? Because I don't have a laptop. But I have an export. I do have a laptop, but I don't know how to edit properly on my laptop. I know how to edit properly on my phone because I just know how it works, and I've been using this editing app for years. So all the videos that you've seen, I've been using this one app. In F2, we do run a bit wide here though, and we do almost give up our spot, but we do hold it again down to 3 tenths of the third lap, which is beautiful. I think this is the last lap that one more lap, and then we skip ahead a bit to we go up the sausage turn now. It's 2 tenths. He will have DRS. DRS is enabled, so the Hubert will have DRS on us, but we will try to defend, I guess. We're gonna go, ready, watch this, we're gonna go out wide, and look, we look behind us and he follows us. But yeah, it comes down to 2 tenths, 1 tenth, we're gonna give him the outside lane, but we do break a bit later, so we do hold first place for us beautifully here. We do skip ahead to lap 4, where things get a bit more interesting. Gilbert still 4 tenths behind, so he will have DRS on the next straight, which for him is good, and that's really what you want. We're coming up to corner 9 and 10 here. Gilbert is catching up. 3.5 tenths now. It is a bit worrying, but Gilbert will stay back. Hopefully, and we will hold our position. We again go up that sausage curb, but we do hold our lead for the rest of this lap, which is what we want. But Gilbert is now 2 tenths behind and will have DRS on us, and we will go down the inside, so we do hold our position down the straight, but he will get past us. Antoine Gilbert passing us nicely, getting a full car length in front of us, but we are the late braking, and we do get on the late breakers again. And we do take that line perfectly in the curb. Take that apex very nicely. Gilbert does have the fastest lap. I don't know if you can see, but down in the bottom left corner you can see how close the pack is. You obviously know who is in last. Mahavi Raghunathan. As he was the slowest driver in F2 last season, and now he is no longer in F2, but because it's still F2 2019, F2 are still in, he's still in the game. If I wanted to, I would pick NF Gilbert, rest in peace. He's a great driver. No lying about that. He is the greatest driver in F2. He's been for a long time. 2 years he was in F2. He's one of the greatest drivers, one of the best drivers in the league at the time. But obviously his passing in Spa last year was very tragic. Moving on from that, we're going to hold our lead hopefully for another couple of laps. I am going to show you another lap again. I think something might happen here. I forgot when I was editing and something might have happened. I usually only keep the laps in if something happens, or I forgot to. That's basically it. I think I might have forgot to. Wait, I think, no, I know what we're doing. We are starting to pull away again for another second. I think we're going to go for the fastest lap here. We're going to try and get purple each sector. Usually sector 2 is our weak spot, but hopefully we can do better than what we were doing usually. I mean, we do have the fastest lap right now. Another one of those issues. We just skip ahead again. And we're going to go up against the second last corner here. And we are starting to pull away 1.2 seconds. But now we're in the 7th lap. We do go again for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. The feature race, as I should call it. 1.2 seconds now ahead of Gilbert and 2.3 seconds ahead of King. 5 seconds ahead of Matsushita, which is what you want to see from a driver leading the pack. You want to see him at least 5 seconds ahead of fifth place. Like, bruh. As I've said many episodes, this car is great to handle when you have the right setup. I think keeping a balanced setup is really what you need for the races. It's worked. I just hope I just don't spin. And if I do, I'm going to be upset. Because I worked my butt off this race. And if I end up spinning in the sprint race and coming dead last, I'm going to be very upset. Now almost 2 seconds ahead of Gilbert, which is what you want to see. oversteer a bit there. Coming to the end of lap 7 now. We're going to go to the end of lap 9 where we do hold on. First place for the next couple of laps. And we do end up holding the lead for this race. Hubert is now 7 tenths. I think he might have DRS, I'm not sure. But he's now 7 tenths, 8 tenths behind. We're taking it careful around this track because we don't want to fuck up. We're oversteering a bit. And Hubert has a chance to catch up. But he's still only 6 tenths, and we're coming through the last chicane here. Coming up to the middly, sort of fast right-hander, the last corner. And we are going to take the feature race win. From second place to first, we hold on beautifully, and we do get driver of the day, as you probably saw in the thumbnail.
So another fantastic victory for ART today. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
I think they kept a cool head. That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything bad that happened to them, they handled it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out of everything else. The car, the strategy, they managed to keep out of trouble the whole way round.
An amazing race today, and a very well-deserved one too. The
And we're
team
gonna take a
worked very
selfie,
hard
nice.
to get exactly the right setup out of the F2
Hey.
car. It works for them, and the results speak for themselves. ARTGP winners today.
Repping the Australian flag, obviously, as you can see there, with our second victory and our second podium. In F2, we have done it beautifully with ART. We have worked our butt off, and we have done what we needed to do. Well, this has been some amazing scenes for us here in ART.
So then, it's time to see how this
Oh no, we lost a bit of sound
Drivers'
there.
Championship. Now then,
So,
Davide Valsecchi,
we do
what
win.
you say was
Hubert,
your
and now we're going to go have a look at the driver standings. We're up
The
by
RT
1
driver
point
was
by
the best
Correa.
in the
Ooh,
field.
1
They
point,
pushed
2 point,
and
4
pushed
point, 10 point,
and
13
found
points.
some fantastic
We're still third
performance.
in the
It
team
was a
standings,
pleasure
but that is
to
okay. All that
here's how
matters
things
is
are
the Drivers'
shaping up in the
Championship, and
teams
hopefully we can win it.
The lead at the top comes
And we
down
don't
after
crash
a
out
strong
in
weekend from the challenging
a
pack.
massive
Meanwhile, a
track
strong
coming
weekend
up
from ART
in the
this
series.
time
Hopefully we
out.
don't crash out
They
at
improved
all
their position in the
soon. But
championship.
Hubert gets that
Goodbye
extra
for now
4
then,
points
but
for
we really
getting
are just
fastest lap
getting
in
started.
qualifying.
Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
But now, I'd say Ragnarson comes last. Yeah, you go. Mazepin goes down to 17th. But we're going into the next race, which is a sprint race. And shit happens. Shit happens, alright? You're gonna like this race if you love people having bad days.
Welcome back for the final event of the weekend, the sprint race. Here, the top 8 from yesterday's feature race are reversed to make up the grid below us. And in just a few minutes, those drivers will be hurtling down into turn 1. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion,
Oh,
get some
see that
insight
model.
to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid.
Ciao, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments. There is no doubts about that.
Javi
Mental
and
strength
Arava's
is the
on
key to
Javi's
remain calm and focusing for the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
So we are starting from 8th on the grid in this race after winning the last one. Usually in F3 it's the top 10, but in F2 it is top 8. And Jeff says here, let's try and make another podium, and we'll see how we go. It really depends on my overtaking skills. I am very good at overtaking, usually, if I time it right. And if I know what I'm doing, but this track is very difficult to overtake at. 3, 2, 1, lights up, Now lights out and away we go here for the Spanish sprint race in F2. We are starting very, very poorly. We've got Correa and Ilott going down our outside and inside. We're going to stay to the center. We're going to brake a bit early, go around Hubert. Ilott's going to react a bit. We're going to tap Hubert a tad bit, but we're going to drop down to 10th, which is very bad. We almost spin out there in the second corner. We're going to go a bit wide on the third, and we're going to drive and hopefully see if we can pile drive past Correa and Hubert and Ilott possibly. We're going to go past one of them and just go past Hubert now down to where we started. Hubert twitches a bit. We're going to stay in 7th. We're going to have a look down the inside of Ilott, but we're going to stay. We're going to try now go down around the outside. And we're going to draft off Ilott now. We're going to come around to like the 6th corner. And we're going to go for a dive bomb. We get tapped and we spin. Oh, we're yellow flag. Oh, I feel like using a flashback there, but I don't. It looks like Raghunathan, if you look at his car, claps, but he's not. Now we are dead last, but I don't know if you heard me in the feature race that I said. Hopefully we don't spin, and we spin. We catch up to Raghunathan quite quickly here. We're gonna knock down the pole, and we're gonna come around the 12th corner. Also 12th and 13th corner. And we're going to try and go past Raghunathan here in the chicane. And we go for a little look. We don't take this. Mick Schumacher goes for the fastest lap after starting in first after getting 8th place in the race before. We're going to go on the gravel a bit there. And now Raghunathan is getting away. We have had a very poor race so far. Jeff says that's a bit of a poor start. Let's push on now. We're going to brake very nicely coming into the first. Follow through nicely on the second. Then hopefully hold my pace during the third. Catch up with Raghunathan on the second straight. Come in nicely on the 4th corner. Try and have a look down the outside. And then dive through the inside. And now we're going to push and go down the inside of Raghunathan in the 5th corner. Try and go around Bushong on the 6th. And then we're going to hopefully try and go down the inside again on Bushong. And we're going to get spun again in the same bloody place. We just earned place, and I'm being an absolute idiot with how I try and pass in this very difficult track. And it's just been a poor race for me. I was looking on to go fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but because I was trying to be an idiot and dive bomb everyone, I've decided to just spin again. And we actually do spin again. I'm not going to show you it because there's no point. I'm going to be in last anyway, but you'll see it in the top left corner when I go from 4.5 bit seconds to 20 odd, because I do end up spinning again, but I'm not going to show you it because that spin was just atrocious. Like, I spun coming out of turn 3. I did pretty much an Esteban Ocon in real life, which was quite embarrassing. Hopefully I can get the fastest lap and steal that extra point away from the top 10. I am holding my pace very well. I'm actually catching up to Raghunathan quite quickly. Four and a half seconds now. Yes, I'm not going to spin at the same corner this time, but which is nice. We do take that corner nicely for once. And this third lap, I'm going to try and beat whoever, or beat my fastest lap, and hopefully get the fastest lap. Come through that second DRS zone, still way out of Raghunathan's zone. We have caught up a second, but we do go a bit wide. Oh, we do not spin yet. I end up spinning on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11th corner, 11th or 12th corner. I don't know why I looked back, but I did. Fourth lap, I'm still 4 and a bit seconds off for Grenison. It doesn't look good for us. We are not catching Grenison, it looks like. Looks like Arif has done a bit of, hard work on Grenison's tactics or something, because he's done well. We do it, yeah. Three and a half seconds now. We are catching him. There we go. We can see the cars again. Whoa. You can definitely tell I'm on controller, not actual wheel. The sound does go away, but we're back. We do brake still nicely here. Now we're going to go through the chicane very, very nicely. Very smoothly. We're going red then purple with a 1:32.5, which is a good time, but can we beat it? We're going to come through the last chicane coming into the last corner here. Very smooth. We're going to ride the curb a tad. Very nicely and across the line, hopefully for a 1:32 dead for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Grenison is 3.1 seconds ahead. Yep, that's what Jeff said. But we're now 2.8 seconds behind, and we're about to come up to our last spin. I don't show it, but yeah, we do end up spinning again. Coming out of turn 4, we are now 20 odd seconds behind Grenison, which is just a pain to see. In last, after a very poor race last round in Baku, coming 19th and DNFing, I ended up coming first and then coming last by a long margin. I've spun out 3 times now. 3 times. I've had a poor afternoon. Oh, Jesus, this has been a poor race from me. As you can see in the title, it does say Spinala and a victory. But it is good to win. But it hurts more to lose. And I have done a very poor race. Ride the curb and get a bit more on the second and last. Spain has just been a very meh. It's very bipolar, this track for me. I'm all over the place with it. But we're now here on the second to last lap. I am so far behind, just second place, let alone bloody first. When I was actually racing this track, in this race, I was just so down on myself. I didn't know what to do. I just felt so hurt. Like, it hurt. But we are catching our pace though. Like, Grenison is slow. We're lucky. I'm lucky Grenison is very slow. But Mick Schumacher in first is picking up the pace. And he's not giving up. I don't even know. I think it's Aitken in second. And then Matsushita in third. But Nobuharu Matsushita. But yeah, Mick Schumacher does end up carrying away with his victory. Jack Aitken, I think that is in second, and Matsushita in third, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to check, obviously, at the end of this video when it does. I was actually going to show a bit of next race's practice session, which will be a bit of a pain next race. Because usually I won't actually show this track, because I just suck at it so much, and I've never made it past the 10th lap. But now we're coming into the last lap of the race, and we're still 24.5 seconds behind, just 19th, let alone bloody I don't even know how many seconds behind first, but I think it's a solid minute behind first place, so there's not much you can do. Oh, who am I racing with is a good question. I am racing Raghunathan and Galale, an Indian and a no, not Polynesian, Indonesian racer, which Galale is sponsored by KFC, and Raghunathan is the worst ever F2 driver ever. We have not made it past 15. But Mick Schumacher does end up winning this race, Jack Aitken in second, and Matsushita in third. And as you can see, look at the gap. Jesus. But yeah, we're coming around fourth to last corner. Pain. That's going to be the title of this video. Getting W's, but with pain. That's going to be the title of the video, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed me losing and me winning. This is going to be me, Jayden Downs, for another episode of F2 Formula 1 World Champion. See you in the next one. Peace.
So another excellent win from Prema. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
As we look back on a thrilling race here today, we can now see the drivers take their places on the podium. It's a familiar sight by now, as it's another successful F2 win for Prema.